Hey. Brian, hold on a second. Glad you're in here. I'm gonna play a song. I'm gonna grab something to. Oh no, I just went to grab something and I just was out of the frame for a second. I'm back now. Hold on. You're like, what happened? Or it always freezes, so I wouldn't. You probably did think it froze. It always does. Let me post this on my Twitter, okay? Because I didn't post it. I was live, and I don't want to mess up the camera. just couldn't hide gladly how I'm on the side getting laughed at while you're driving fast, trying not to look back. But I knew what you've done. It doesn't matter what you tell anyone. I know what you've done. It doesn't matter what you tell anyone, 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 anyone. Donka. Hold on, I hate when people, you notice people keep calling me up in the middle of live streams. It's like, what are you doing live streaming, dude? You know? What kind of spider? You guys like the stream? If you're in here, tell me about your dreams and like the stream. You're terrified of spiders? What kinds are there? My cat thinks it's like an open invite for her to just go around. You wouldn't beware if you didn't. This is moving. My cat wants attention, of course. Come here, kitty. Come here. Come on. Aw, she just gave in and let me get her. Sometimes she doesn't. She makes me chase her. It's annoying. Look at this picture meat. Oh my god. I got it. Baby. That's scary. I caught this. Me with the puppy. Me with the dog. Isn't this cat amazing? Too? I know. Salem, like Salem from the cat. Is that the name from Sabrina? Salem's that cat. Cat Cam. She's purring. She loves it. Sometimes she tries to play hard to get. Right now she's being sweet. Right now you're being sweet. Someone told me, they're like, whenever you hold your cat, she looks like she's dying. They're like, your cat always, remember that? And people were trying to troll me. They're like, it looks like your cat is dying every time we hold her, like she hates you. And I was like, that is not true. It's not true. Did you hear, guys, about Trump? I know, like, he's even hurting. Everyone, did you guys hear about Trump? He's crazy. He doesn't know what he believes. He, like, I don't know, he's an idiot. What is there to say? I don't know. Well, I'm glad he did this. He went against the NRA, which is where they're all pissed at him. That's causing drama. Like, everyone's laughing because they kept saying that, like, dude, imagine if this happened, like, if Obama said that. Like, he got all this donation from the NRA, and he's, like, all going out there saying, like, I'm against it. It's awesome, but it's also kind of like, I don't really believe him. I don't know what to believe. He just seems like he says whatever, you know? Well, because of Florida, we want to have the gun law stricter, and he, like, usually would be against it, and now he's, like, flip-flopping around. He's on our side all of a sudden. That is such a bad quality in a president, I swear, man. He needs to, like, make up his mind. I hate that. It's, like, not cool. It's, like, making our country insane. Like, we shouldn't be having to deal with this level of stupidity. The president should be, like, somebody of a... It's so hard watching the highest position in the country be held by the dumbest dipshit, you know? It's, like, hard for me, honestly, to watch, like, and for me to... I'm supposed to respect authority. Like, the highest, quote-unquote, position in the country is held by, like, the lowest piece of shit. It's, like, how much... It's just, like, not cool. And it's also a really bad example for, like, our youth and everybody. Yeah, it's physically hurts. And I've been, like, pretty detached. But... I'm sure he does. Like, it talks to Jesus. Sure he does. He thinks he does. You guys make sure you like the stream. You know what? When I was a teen, I was really discouraged about Bush, but it motivated me. That was when I was the most political my whole life. I felt like we could change things. And so it makes sense to me that all these teenagers want to change things, because when I was a teenager, I was so intense. I used to, like, set up protests and benefit shows, and, like, good. I'm glad that they're shaking the shit out of stuff, because we do need stuff to change. It's not cool. He is that bad. He's a piece of shit. That's not just because the stock market's doing great doesn't mean anything. Everything else is doing bad. He makes us look like a joke. You know what? Imagine if JFK Jr. wasn't assassinated. You guys should look that up. No, he doesn't look smart now. That's a disguise. Bush does not look smart now. See, we've all been trained into thinking that's a joke. Bush doesn't seem that bad now. No, don't forget Bush was a piece of shit too, even more so than you think. Okay, his family. I think that they killed. Yeah, and he might have also. Yes, I think he did. Because I watched this. It sounds kind of weird, but I watched this documentary. And it was about exactly Bush Senior, CIA. So he was in the CIA the years that JFK was killed. They think that he had something to do with it, and not only that, but JFK Jr. So JFK Jr. had a magazine called George, and George, they thought that he called it that because of George Washington, but some conspiracy theorists think that he did that to try to say that, to tell people that the killer of his dad was George. You know, Oliver Stone made a movie about JFK, and he wrote an article defending it, saying that he thought JFK was killed by an inside job by the CIA, and JFK Jr. published it in a magazine, his magazine. He also published another controversial article, very controversial article, that was about Israel, and it was about how this person in politics, I forgot his name exactly, the wife of him thought that he had been killed by an inside job, kind of like the CIA of Israel, or like their like weird little mafia, whatever is going on in Israel. She believed that that's who killed this guy. If you look it up, you'll be able to find it. It's like JFK controversial articles, George magazine, and this guy, on the day of his death, JFK Jr., that those people were in the United States. They're from Israel. Why were they randomly here? Not only that, Bush Sr. was missing for 3 days after when JFK was missing. JFK Jr., when he died, it was like he... Out of there! He had been missing for... Like, he wasn't... No one could know where he was the first day. He was gone second day, third day. And then other weird shit is that when you fly, you have a logbook. And it's like you always put in the logbook who you fly with. Okay, JFK Jr. always flew with the flight assistant, and we're supposed to believe he didn't have a flight assistant this one time. He had a broken foot. Like, why wouldn't he have a flight assistant? Like, literally, like, they have records of him every time he ever flew. There's records. He always had a flight assistant, okay? And there's never, like, any proof. No one knows if there was ever a flight assistant on this flight. There had never been confirmed if there had been a flight assistant. But he'd always had one, and he had a broken foot. It's like, and when they found the plane, because they did find the plane, and they found stuff in it, and they, for some reason, the passenger seat was missing. Like, out of all the seats, just randomly, the passenger seat was, like, out of the plane missing. Like, what the fuck? Not only that, and then also the logbook wasn't in the plane. They found a bunch of other stuff, but they didn't find the logbook. There was a seat randomly missing. The story changed so many times, and it had been proof. Like, the guy, this is documentary, someone has, like, proof of it, because they filmed the media. The first time the media says, like, JFK Jr. made correspondence with the FAA, the aviation, like, coast people on in the air, and then, like, later on, a week later, the narrative changes, and the news is, like, he never talked to the FAA at Martha's Vineyard, and it's, like, they have, like, different news clips telling you different things, like, the guy saved him also, it's, like, you can watch these news clips, and one of them's, like, them telling you what happens. The whole point is out, so, like, get the news when it's hot, because it changes over time. Because when it first came out, it was like JFK Jr. talked to Martha's Vineyard. Then they were like, he never talked to Martha's Vineyard. And then the media, like, directed all questions to the Pentagon to take over. You know, it's like, so that way, whenever anybody tried to talk to them about what happened, like, on the radio correspondence of the plane, they would just hang up. Like, I had all these recordings. It'd be like, hey, what happened? Did anyone ever talk to someone with the correspondence? In the radio, it would just go blank every time they would try to ask about it, okay? And think about it. JFK Jr. was really educated, smart, intelligent, handsome. Like, who the fuck would people have voted in, him or Bush? Okay, there's a lot of things about his like death that's too weird. Like his wife was pregnant too, probably. Like he would have had a flight assistant. That part too, how it's always documented. There's pictures of him, always with his flight attendant. Meeting someone would fly next to him, and then, you know, and there was a point they were at the waiting at the airport for 30 minutes. No one knows what for. I know, and I'm not somebody who's like super into conspiracy theories. Meaning, I'm not somebody who like is sold on everything. I'm not always like, oh my god, this is true. Like, not that much. Like, I'll believe maybe. But this was something that, I don't know, just made me think it was probably true because it just seems like it's too weird. Like, the evidence of the book, like, too much shit about the plane, too. The seat missing, what the fuck? Them not having, like, a logbook. There's always been a logbook in his plane. Them saying he just, for one time, didn't have a flight assistant when he always did and he had a broken foot. Okay, he just didn't have one. Their theory is that the flight assistant was a person that just flew the plane down because when they looked at a charting graph, it's like this. Like, it didn't start slowly declining. It was like a suicide thing. Like, why would a guy who's, like, handsome, has his girlfriend or wife and his family just want to do that? A lot of stuff, you know, they didn't have Twitter, like you're saying back then. They didn't have the same type of technology to be reporting stuff. So, I mean, he was exposing stuff, you know? And then it's weird because when you look it up, people think Hillary Clinton killed him. And I'm like, I think that's just... Yeah, and not only that, but then, so Bill Clinton called for everybody to look for him. And they couldn't find him. Coast Guard was looking for him, the plane, for like 6 or 7 hours, like, at the wrong location forever. Circling, doing loop-de-loops. And there's just so much fishy evidence. It's like, what the fuck? And how the Bushes were missing when they couldn't find him, and how he was in the CIA. See, he thinks that George Bush Sr. maybe helped kill JFK. So, he thought George Bush Sr. killed JFK, you know? So, I know, but we can still question, and you know what? It makes, because when people say they're not as bad as Bush, well, you know what? Like, the Kennedys, like, you know, think about why they were all killed, okay? Like, a lot of them they tried to kill out because they started realizing, like, you know, when Eisenhower left the presidency, too, he started realizing that, like, the military, it's just, like, interesting, like, you know, they are shitty. That's why I'm saying don't forgive them that easily, because they might have killed JFK Jr. And they're trying to blame it on Hillary. If you look up the conspiracy theories about it, a lot of people are like, Hillary killed JFK Jr. And I'm like, these people are like on the wrong person here. Like, why would she kill him? They're in the same party, and also it's like, no offense, but like, it's just a different, it's just like they're just wanting to find reasons to get mad at her and blame her for shit. Like, I'm not even like a huge supporter of her, but it's like, okay, you guys, like, they just want to blame her for everything. Like, I'll be tweeting about something and somebody will be like, Hillary, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, not even fucking talking about her, man. Like, I know, but like, people are like obsessed with like, you know, being like, oh. You'll be talking about one issue, they'll be like abortion or like Hillary, and you're like, I'm just trying to talk about guns. I'm sure you all know what I mean. Twitter peeps. Oops. The hell?